I found out about my sister's death because I'd come back from Seattle with my dear wife Janet, whom I love with all of my heart, and we had seen her cousin singing in The Marriage of Figaro, a duet. We came home and we had a phone call, and the phone call was that my sister was dead. It was from her sister-in-law, no, pardon me, her brother-in-law, and I was shocked, which tells me somehow she'd just been hospitalized a month before. At some level, I was still in denial. I was doing the proper things, but this just shocked the dickens out of me, and I went numb.
Had you sensed any slide deeper than any other time before? I mean, and was it the alcoholism taking over, or did she take her own life? That's more for me.
Okay. I didn't sense a change in my sister in her last 6 months of life on one level, and yet I did. I told a friend in December of the previous year that she would be dead in 6 months. And yet, in May was the last time I saw her. She gave us a rose. This is a bit sad because she was doing the best things she could, but she gave us a rose, and I recall that as I put it in the trunk of the car, it broke. The rose broke, and so did Laura. We went to Hawaii. She was very happy for us. We were going to Hawaii on vacation, and she'd been there, and she was a bit jealous and wanted to be there, and was quite, but she had bought our dinner. She had done everything that she could in late stage to be a good sister. But it was bittersweet. It was bittersweet. Also, at this point, like say 2 weeks earlier, she had, well, maybe a little earlier, but she'd admitted to her alcoholism, and I was shuffling about taking her to meetings because I thought that ought to be on her. I actually felt a bit of guilt about that. Why didn't I take her to more meetings? Could I have changed something? But...
So the alcohol was she didn't take her own life?
Oh no, my sister did not take her own life except by intentionally drinking for 25 years. She died from perforated ulcer. So the contents of her stomach opened up and it was toxic. It was a toxic shock. And it's called peritonitis. I even recall when Margie Boulay asked me the first time how she died, I was in such denial. Margie had on headphones, she was transcribing me. I said, I can't remember, Margie, I blocked that out, but if you'll let me go to my journal, I've been journaling for 17 years, I'll be able to tell you within a minute. They're all in chronological order, and I was able to say peritonitis. That's how she died.
So emotionally, what toll did that take on you? When did the idea of her life matter start to really come to the forefront of your life?
The fact that Laura's life after she died was going to matter, that would be my mission, came to the forefront initially with the interview from the Oregonian and Margie Boulay. It simmered for about 5 years. I got more of it in a second interview and realized that I needed to be doing something more tangible to make it matter. I needed something public. I needed to use the web. I needed to... So music got my grief out. And I'd done a second CD which was more about celebration of life. But the work for Laura was now necessary, I could see, because of questions like you're asking me, but were asked of me 10 years ago.
So in the process of the website getting built, tell me in summary form kind of your whole desire with that website. Sure. To make Laura's life matter.
I knew, because one of my Bibles besides the Bible is Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Successful People, that I had a mission, and it was organic. I didn't even have to think about it. I missed my sister. Her life was not going to be in vain. Her memory was going to matter. So I knew that if I made a website with that mission, everything else would fall into place. I didn't know anything other than I had a really good website person designer. I don't know much about computers because she did the graphics for my 2 CDs, and she's really good. So it evolved. It started out with just a greetings page. First thing that I began to work on was recovery, and I started thinking, okay, goals, ownership, that would make her memory matter. Setting standards that could work for everybody involved. So I came up with the idea, let's have a goal of every year announcing we want 1,000 new years of recovery documented. Let's make it totally anonymous. Let's have everybody be proud of it. Let's create community but still follow anonymous sorts of, keep it anonymous so that people can have their private lives. Also, I didn't realize it, but this would minister to me. I wouldn't need to be hearing all of the stories. Rather, I could offer help for those that wanted to grab on. That's all. That could be effective. That could help me to heal. You asked about Laura and her memory matters. I began to realize that this was going to help me. It's an evolving. It's still evolving.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the reasons I'm interviewing with you.
Well, I do want to ask about how you connected in with the Union Gospel Mission.
Oh, yeah.
Like how did that relationship start? And where did your passion for the mission come from, or your desire to use the mission as a way to facilitate Laura's memory?
I read about Union Gospel Mission and was interested in the work that they were doing. I believe it was in 2005. I was also looking for an avenue, a way that I could honor my sister in a tangible fashion, and I was looking for what would be appropriate. So I was actually studying about different nonprofits and the work that they were doing. And I happened to read about Union Gospel Mission and a new life change center that was being built. And I love the idea of working with other people, synergy, because that's another Stephen Covey habit. And this was built in. It's already built in. So I thought, I want a match. Sounds good to me. So this would be a way of honoring Laura. And that was about it. It was rather instantaneous. Interestingly, there was a paper in the Oregonian, like a fortune cookie or something, and it was the most amazing thing because it spoke to me. I got it on my mirror about synergy and about matching, and of course we make these things work, but whatever was said in the Oregonian and that little fortune cookie like thing was absolutely appropriate. It felt right.
Mm-hmm.
I'd done some research, and Union Gospel Mission felt right. Christian mission, recovery, honoring Laura.